Just a reminder to vote in this week's Locals poll, where you decide what deck I take to Locals every single week. Without any further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and for today we've got the profile for the deck that that won the Locals poll this past week, being Gimmick Puppet. I wasn't feeling up to going to Locals, still kind of coughing a decent bit. So I decided to just stay home, and I did online instead. We did okay. We went 2-1. But yeah, so it did pretty good. Here's what it looks like on paper. Then we'll get to the card by card. Alright, so starting off with our monsters, we of course have, starting out, 2 copies of the Gimmick Puppet Cattle Scream. So this one, an Xyz monster that has it as material can target a monster in the opponent's graveyard, special summon it to their opponent's field. This, of course, works with the Mashinex Xyz monster to do lots of burn damage. And then it can special summon itself by detaching a material from an Xyz monster that you control. Next, 3 copies of Magnet Doll. This one is just an extender. If your opponent has a monster and you have a Gimmick Puppet, you can just special summon them from your hand. Because this is kind of more of a... I play it as more of like a going second OTK kind of thing. Next, 2 Bisque Doll. This one you can just special summon it by pitching another Gimmick Puppet monster. So, free level 8 body if you need it. Next, of course, we have 3 of the Rouge Doll. This one, you reveal it in your hand, and then... Or excuse me, you reveal an Xyz monster in your extra deck, and then special summon both this from your hand and a Gimmick Puppet from your deck. So that's really nice. And then you can get it back from the grave if it's sent from anywhere to the graveyard that's not the hand. Next, 3 copies of Dreary Doll. This one, it can revive itself by banishing a different Gimmick Puppet from the grave. Next, 2 Fiendish Knight. This is just another extender. It can special summon itself and a Gimmick Puppet from your graveyard, or a monster from your opponent's graveyard. 2 copies of Terror Baby. This one, it lets you get another body back from your graveyard. Then you can banish it from the grave to make it to where your opponent can't activate anything in response to your Gimmick Puppet monster effects. Next, 3 copies of Gimmick Puppet Little Soldiers. This one, basically you summon it, dump the Rouge Doll, make it level 8. Rouge Doll activates, get it back to your hand, and then you are off to the races. So that's actually it for the monsters. We'll go into the spells now. As I mentioned, this is more of a going second OTK sort of build. So we're remaining 3 Condolence Puppet. So basically, for every monster that your opponent has special summoned from the extra deck, you get to mill that, or not mill, you get to send that many Gimmick Puppets from your deck to the graveyard plus 1. So if my opponent has 2 extra deck monsters on the field, I get to send 3 Gimmick Puppets. So that's really nice just for your grave setup. We also have 3 copies of Junk Puppet. This is basically just a monster reborn for Gimmick Puppets. Then, of course, we have 3 copies of the Field Spell, Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls. It makes your Gimmick Puppets unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, so long as those monsters are not Xyz monsters. And they also can't be destroyed in battle. And it does have another effect that works with the Mashinex, but that's kind of just a bonus. Next, 3 copies of Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. This one just allows us to rank up, and then if we summon a rank 5 or higher Xyz, we can add it back to our hand once per duel. So obviously you want to get at least 2 of these to try to OTK your opponent. Next, for just generic draw power, 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, and then 3 copies of Trade-In, since most of your monsters are level 8. We also have the 1 Terraforming to search the field spell, and the 1 trap card being Service Puppet Play. This one, it lets you steal monsters your opponent controls up to the number of Xyz monsters that you have on your field. So, yeah. Being able to disrupt your opponent's plays by stealing multiple monsters is really nice. Next, moving on to the extra deck. 2 copies of Chimera Doll. This is just basically just an extender for the deck. 1 Gigantes Doll. This is an option if we need it, so that way we can steal the opponent's monsters. Next, 3 copies of Giant Grinder. It just serves as non-once per turn removal and potential burn if our opponent is playing an Xyz monster. 2 copies of the Fantastics Machinics. This one is the one that, of course, lets you search the Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. So, really crucial piece there. The 1 copy of number 40 Gimmick Puppet of Strings, because it's limited. I am on 1 Leo. It doesn't really come up that much, but, you know, it's cool just to be able to summon a 3200 attack monster without a rank up magic, potentially, so that's really nice. Next, for the Chaos Xyz, we got 2 copies of Giant Hunter. This one is more destruction and also burn if it destroys a monster. Gimmick Puppet of Strings, number C40, or excuse me, Dark Strings. This one is, of course, limited because of the FTK that had come about when the new support first released. Mandatory effect on summon to destroy as many monsters with string counters, and then draw a card and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest original attack among those monsters. And you also get to draw a card. Next, Fanatics Machinics. This one, when it's special summon, you add a puppet trap from deck to hand. Hint, hint. And then you can also blow up an opponent's monster when they summon it and deal damage equal to half of its attack points. And finally, rounding out the extra deck, for even more of a flex, Gimmick Puppet Disaster Leo. It had, of course, the Leo and the Disaster Leo both have alternate win conditions. It's not really going to happen, but they're really big. So, being able to just run over something is really nice. So, yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. I will say, I haven't played this deck in a long time. Basically, since 40 and C40 got limited, I actually hadn't played it. Not for any particular reason, I just haven't, just been busy, and then focusing on the stuff that's in the locals polls and stuff. But yeah, missing those extra copies really did lower the overall power level of the deck. It's still good, don't get me wrong, but it definitely did make things a lot more difficult. But you can still do it as like an OTK style, thanks to, the 1 copy each that we still have of strings, and then, of course, the Giant Hunter is really good for extra damage. So, yeah, like, subscribe, vote in the locals poll, that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.